I'm Amy Liepert, Assistant Professor of Surgery at the University of Wisconsin in Trauma, Acute Care, and Surgical Critical Care. So for a long time, since I was about a second-year resident, I got involved in the Resident Associate Society, which was a great way to become involved and meet people and become a leader throughout that organization. And my interest in policy and advocacy were welcome to the Advocacy and Issues Committee, which I chaired and vice chaired, and I was then nominated through RAS to the Health Policy Advocacy Council, and functioned as part of that group for the last 2 or 3 years. And as through my networking and involvement has increased, I was voted by, I believe, the Board of Regents to a position on the Health Policy Advocacy Group, which will start in January of 2016. I think it's incredibly important for young surgeons to be involved in advocacy and policy for a number of reasons. One, they have the most skin in the game, so they're going to be facing the future challenges and risks to reimbursement model changes and the effects of policy for the longest portion of their remaining career. Two, I think they bring a really important perspective to care of patients, understanding the limitations and benefits of technologies and advancing technologies and changing technologies. There's different perspectives on work-life balance today than there have been in the past, and that's an important perspective to have in mind, not only for us as surgeons, but also for our patients. And finally, a lot of legislative work and policy is affected by legislative assistants in the offices of the congressional leaders. And so having a more personal interaction with someone who looks like you and is more relatable is oftentimes very useful. And so both from the viewpoints and perspectives as well as relatability, it's incredibly important to bring that energy and vibrancy to policy and advocacy. I'm very excited to be involved with the Health Policy Advocacy Group moving forward because they tend to be a group that sets policy for the college and gets really good input from the legislative committee, the Health Policy Advocacy Council, as well as the PAC board. And so to get all of that information up to a level that can be discussed and condensed down to set the goals of the college from an advocacy agenda perspective is really exciting to be able to have a voice and help represent younger surgeons, female surgeons, just being part of the conversation is really exciting. You know, I've had so many opportunities here at the college to get involved with advocacy. I've learned so much from so many mentors and people who have started forging bridges and getting out there with talking with legislators, being involved in the leadership and advocacy meeting and being a participant a number of years in a row, learning how to talk with my state legislators and federal legislators at a state office and in their home district offices, inviting those folks to tour our trauma center, learning local policies. And what's been so rewarding is to go to those offices and find out that they're real people. They don't maybe know very much about surgery or some of the policies that are being brought forth, and to forge those relationships and to serve as a resource for them has been really influential and important to me. It's been a great opportunity to learn a lot, but also to teach a lot and to build lots of relationships. And it's only enhanced my interest and involvement in governmental policy, which otherwise seems a bit tedious and uninteresting.